All right, how goes the family? We're live on Labor Day. I'm actually live on Instagram too, family, in case you didn't know. Hopefully everyone's doing good. Basically just going to be talking about, we're going into 2021 here. And hopefully you guys have, before I even get into my little spill today, hopefully everybody's been enjoying their time with their friends and family on Labor Day weekend. I have not left my community all weekend because I knew that the traffic was going to be bad, and as predicted, it was bad on good old 95 north and south. It was terrible, but I'm glad I handled my business before. I'm glad I went to Philadelphia before this holiday weekend. Reminds me why if I'm not flying, I don't go anywhere on Labor Day weekend because it's the last weekend before the kids go back to school. Beach weekend, all that, fall will be here before you know it. September is already going pretty quickly, so it's very interesting. Now, today's topic and what's up on Instagram, if you're watching, what's up on Facebook, what's going on YouTube, that's all three of the platforms that we're on today. And hey, I'm just happy to still be alive and well in today's economy because it's getting crazy. Times are changing, and for those who have not jumped on the bandwagon of trying to replace their job, no matter how you look at it, I think it's time for people to start doing that more so because let's just put it this way: you got people like Elon Musk that are giving all these other car companies a run for their money with Tesla. All right, whether you like Tesla, whether you don't, self-driving cars are here, and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. What's going on? Instagram folks, if you want to hop on and have a conversation, let me know. But anyways, it's kind of interesting and kind of crazy all at the same time. And then a lot of people's jobs are going to be eliminated. And the jobs report is what it is, and everybody has their own specific opinion about it. But my whole thing is this, I'm just going to say now, because Thursday I'll get into the whole political thing. I don't care what side you're on. I'm in the middle. I'm all about green power, business power, and business relationships. All right. So, anyways, my whole thing is after election day, when the new year comes, Christmas, all the Thanksgiving, everything is around the corner right now. All right. What is your alternative if you only have a job? And I'm not trying to sell you anything. I want to know. Let me know in the comments section. You know what I mean? That's all. I just want to. I love to get other people's perspectives, and this is why I'm going live. I want to know what is your other alternative. Like a lot of my friends and people that I work with, people I do business with, I know what their plans are. I want to know out there and you on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, what is your alternative and whatnot? Because a lot of people are being smarter. They're starting more businesses still. They're getting their side hustles, and whether they're doing DoorDash, whether they're doing Uber, whether they're doing Grubhub, whether they're even doing the OnlyFans thing, whatever have you, it's legal. So do what you do. That's my mindset on that one. All right. Everybody's got their little side thing going, and I think it's very smart. And more people just need to adapt that mindset. Okay. Because the one thing Corona has done, and I've said this 1,000 times and I'll continue to say it, it's ensured that, no one's job is safe 100% of the time. And the main things that are actually growing is IT's number one. Okay. And people with skilled trades, definitely that's not going away at all, period. With the virus, without the virus, people need places to live. People need cars and trucks to drive. That doesn't go, commerce has to move. Things have to move. So, people who work on planes and trains, even though I was reading today about what was it, Southwest Airlines, they don't even think that they're going to be able to survive if things continue. And, there's less. I've been near the airport lately, and there's been less flights and whatnot. And the airlines have been giving out some great deals, but not everybody's biting. You still got a lot of people that are on unemployment. You still got a lot of people that are like, hey, I'm not trying to get on a plane because I'm not trying to, take a risk. And I commend the people, because I'm taking a trip in December. I commend the people that are doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because they're like, hey, I'm going to live my life. Because that's the one thing, you have to live your life during this pandemic. Period. Okay. Like I said, whenever there's a vaccine, whether you take it or not, that's on you. But you got to continuously live your life. And if your job is eliminated within 2021, the question comes, hey, what is your alternative? I bring this up because of another friend of mine. He actually moved to. I've already talked about my former boss who moved to Costa Rica. Him and his wife. That was years ago. They moved to Costa Rica. It's so much cheaper. They were able to retire earlier because they decided to move to a foreign country. And he even does, I think, boat tours on the side when he wants to. It's not obligated to do it. He just does stuff on the side. I think his wife drives Uber on the side because she wants to, not because they have to. You know, you can be a virtual assistant. You know, we're in the virtual world, family. I mean, most of my business relationships are forming because online, you know, not because of the people that I'm around. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times people I'm around, they're just talking about, I like to call it basic stuff that I could care less about. It's not, if it's not really growing, and then what's really the point? I'm at that point in my life. It's like, hey, let's help each other grow mentally, physically, and spiritually, so that we can take life to another level. All right. Because a lot of opportunities are here now. And a lot of opportunities are going to be going on in the new year. But if you're not talking about it, how are you going to know about it? That's really my thing. If you don't know about the opportunities, and the crazy thing is, like I said, with IT, it's ever growing because the need for it is growing even more so. Okay. So that's another beautiful thing. And a lot of even IT people have their little side businesses that they do work for people. And because they do work for people, they're able to get more tax write-offs, and they get put into that beautiful 1099 club, which you get more tax write-offs compared to being a W-2 employee. You know what I mean? So there's still a lot of opportunities out here for people. But I'll get back to, I'm all over the place. This is why I call it my little rant session. My buddy, that he actually had a great job, but he hated living in the DMV area, which is Northern Virginia, Maryland, DC, and he wanted to move to the Midwest. So what he ended up doing, he moved to Ohio. So what he ended up doing was he started his own IT company, basically just doing work, contracted work for certain companies, things of that nature. He actually took money from his 401k at the time, but you know, when you do that, they tax the heck out of it. But he's been contributing to it for almost 20 years. So, you know, he had a good chunk. He didn't mind paying the taxes to the state and to the federal government. So that's what it is. And then he bought a house, cash money, and I think it was an area in the Cleveland, Ohio area, which is very cheap even to this day, and even more so back then. So he was able to buy a house, cash money. So all he had to do was worry about the taxes, the maintenance, and the insurance on the property, and not have to worry about the mortgage. So given the fact that that big, huge chunk was taken away, the money he was bringing in, and he was just driving Uber on the side just in case he needed some extra money, work a side job here and there as he built his business up. And because of COVID-19, he's actually gotten more customers because he actually, when it comes to fixing people's computers, comes to setting up people's websites, when it comes to any IT services for the most part that are needed, because he's kind of, when it comes to IT, he's like a jack of all trades, mostly in the cybersecurity aspect, but he started off at the help desk, so he's definitely worked his way up within the IT realm, information technology realm. You know, but he was able to change his life, by taking a risk. And he lives in the area that he loves more. He's actually engaged. He's got, his business has grown much more because he's engaging with more and more people that want to help small business owners like himself. And then he's actually, I found out recently that he actually was awarded a contract with one of the counties outside of Cleveland and whatnot, with in regards to IT services. So he's actually had to hire people, subcontractors and whatnot, in order to fulfill this contract. So the moral of this live rant is, at the end of the day, we all in 2021, since 2020 is over, basically, we all should be working towards turning our job into an option for the just in case, because you just never know. And you know, 2020, no one expected 2020 to be this way. None of us did. Okay. And given the fact that it turned out this way, it's interesting, you know, to say the least. However, since we weren't prepared, I think it's time for more and more people to have some sort of a military mindset, to where you always expect the unexpected, prepare for the worst. Because if you get ready, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, as my uncles would always say. Okay, that's the society that we're in right now. All right, get the political nonsense. No matter who the governor of your state is, no matter who the president is, I always say, stop worrying about what's going on in the White House and start worrying about what's going on in your house. Okay, because if you worry about that more than anything else, then you're going to be much more successful. Okay, when you got your mind on your, I go old school. You got your mind on your money, and you keep your money on your mind, then you can stay on the grind, and you can always get yours. You know what I mean? So I can't put it any other way. And there's various other ways to turn your job into an option. Start an online e-commerce business like I have. Okay. Have a Carrot Bars gold business if you know, like I have, if you want to, start buying real estate, especially for the first time real estate buyers. Look into it, contact a financial professional, but get that good old Federal Housing Authority loan if you can't get the VA loan, which basically, for the most part, you put down 0 to at most 3%. And if you're in an area where there's duplexes, get a duplex, because just because it's your first house doesn't mean it's going to be the only house. Get a duplex and become a landlord. Okay, let somebody else pay your bills for you, and then that frees up more cash for you to do other things. You can save it and invest it. We're living in that time where the people that aren't the savers and investors will lose. Okay, the single income earners are going to lose in today's economy and in tomorrow's economy and in the continuous future economy. There's no other way to put it. Okay, no matter who's in office, that's why I said Thursday I'm going to talk about the irrelevancy of that, because I'm going to talk about my home county that I grew up in Prince William County, Virginia. And within the last 20 years, I'm just going to break it down of the way things were then compared to the way things were now economically, and there's the difference, and there's been a change of power from the White House to the governor's house to the local county government. I'm going to talk about that. Okay, and then I'm going to talk about how a certain community still grew, still rise, no matter who was in office. So that's what I'm going to really get into on that. But anyways, when it boils down to it, do your darndest to not only get a side hustle, maybe turn your side hustle into your main hustle, but definitely try to obtain more skill sets. And we already know the blue collar job skills, trades are going to always be in demand. That's just what it is. Okay. I mean, even with cars like Tesla, eventually they're going to break down and they need maintenance work. Okay. So people that are blue collar workers, always hat goes off to them, much respect and love, because they keep things going. The roads we drive on, the lights, the list goes on, the buildings that we work in, the homes that we live in, the vehicles that we drive, they keep everything going. You know what I mean? So with that being said, so not only that, everybody, I think every family, I agree with Dr. Royce Watkins on that number one thing. Every family should have their own, somebody should have a business in that house, okay? Because then there's extra tax revenue coming in and you're getting taxed way less, all right? And don't take my word for it, as always. I'm sort of financial professional, but I'm saying this just to be real and to say that there's just no going back, period. Okay, there's no going back, and it is what it is. And like I said, my buddy, his name is Jimmy. Jimmy's much more happy ever since he moved to Ohio, and he wasn't even from. He was actually from the DMV. He just went to the Midwest. He liked it, and that's fine. Everybody has their own thing, and he wanted to go into a different direction. He didn't want to be so traditional. He took the risk, and the people that are going to win are going to be the continuous risk takers. Great example. I'm on Instagram. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Facebook. Guess what? These people that created these platforms took risk. They didn't just say, okay, well, we're just going to regularly work our regular jobs and, we want to call it a day. No, they took risks. All these apps you use, these people took risks to create these things. Okay. The vehicles that you drive, these people took risks to create these things. Okay. The homes that you live in, these people took risks to create these things. Why? Because they knew that there was a chance of opportunity. However, it wasn't 100% guaranteed. Nothing is a guarantee. People will spend $80,000 to $100,000 to get a college degree, and there's nothing wrong with that. Or spend a couple $1,000s to get a certification, and there's more of a chance of one getting a job with a certification than it is with a college degree. You know what I mean? Depending on the degree, obviously. But however, it's like, so people are not adverse to taking risks. When you get up and get outside of your car, get into your car or walk, if you live in a place like I got family in New York City, where you walk in the streets and whatnot, just to go to the bodega down the corner. You know what I mean? You take a risk as soon as you walk outside of your house every day. So take a risk when it comes to your finances. Get all the education you can, soak it up, engage with not only people like myself, but other people out there. There's various other platforms. Let's start connecting more. That's the main thing. I think the best way for people that is really going to be able to turn their job into an option in 2020 is just by getting out of that box, leaving the people that alone that they know that doesn't really contribute much to their life, but they just make them feel good, and start engaging with more and more people. And if they don't live in your state, then engage with them online. You know what I mean? Have a conversation. If they're creepy, then obviously leave them alone. But let's continuously to move and make money. The best way to make money moves is just, having a conversation. I'll quote my brother, Dinah Samir, got his book over here. Let me see. Yeah, and I'm going to promote somebody else's book. Get off your A and cold call. Okay. Bought this book. I've read it already. I'm going to read it some more. It's got a lot of good gems in it. Make sure so if you want to get it, definitely this is me showing love to other entrepreneurs out there. Get it off of Amazon and whatnot. But yeah, it's by Dinah Samir, Sales Motivation 101. Get off your A and cold call by Dinah Samir. All right. But yeah, that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Engaging with people and having conversations. It starts there, and you never know where it may take you. But I don't see it as a bad thing. We all need to stop being scared of everybody has fears. Face your fears. Move forward, crush them like a bug and call it a day. You know what I mean? Crush it like a bug and call it a day. Because and another thing with this whole thing, it's forced people to go outside of their comfort zones and do a lot of things. Okay, when it comes to how they make their money, how they're working, a lot of people are working from home. A lot of people had to switch careers, because this happened back in 2007 and 8. People had to readjust, due to the economy, and now people are readjusting due to the pandemic. And there's no other way to say it. We have to continuously engage with one another. We have to continuously look for other ways to not only make income, but to ensure that your folks are doing it with you. Because the saddest thing is a lot of people become successful, but they have nobody around with them. And it's something, and I agree with one thing that Damon Dash said. He's like, it's something wrong if you're doing great and everybody in your circle is doing bad. So you got to, and it's not like you're supposed to give them a hand out, but you're supposed to help give people a hand up. But if they don't want to accept it, then, you got to move on. You know what I mean? I think that's another thing that more and more people going into 2021, leaving certain people alone. That's, because they don't, all they do is bring drama to your world. All they do is suck you down and bring you down to a level that, you really don't, you're not trying to go. You can't really go far in life if you're always hanging out with the people that just want to do the stupid nonsense and whatnot and worry about things that are there's so many distractions out here. And that's why a lot of times you got to turn off the media. Sometimes you got to log out of social media because there's so many distractions out here that will, to me, it's all, you can have all the will and the might and determination in the world and all that good stuff, but it means nothing if you're continuously digesting negativity, negative content. If and that's why I'm not a fan of the news, because it's always negative. So, it's a rarity you see something positive. If I see something positive, I probably would die, and there'll probably be a very small piece and whatnot. So you have to keep positive people around you, keep the positive vibes around you. That's another thing, because a lot of times people's negativity can get into your mental and to just make you not want to move forward, and we all go through our emotions and whatnot when we're trying to get things done, when we're trying to accomplish things. One beautiful thing about the DMV area, very big, high population of educated people here and certified tradespeople here and business owners here. All right. And all these people went through specific emotions to accomplish those goals when it came to getting that certification, when it came to getting that degree, when it came to going through basic training, when it came to having to fight for the country and go to war and things of that nature. When it came to having a family for the first time. I mean, the list could go on and on, but you had that Marine mindset in the sense where you adapted and overcome. And that's what we all have to do. We have to try to be like the Marine Corps in a sense where we have to mentally adapt and overcome any fears that we may have. Take a leap. It doesn't mean, so say if you only got $100, put $10 in and then go from there. Take a leap. Okay. Take a leap. It's like that old school song. I got 5 on it. Hey, put 5 on it if you have to. But take that leap, take that step, and you'll be. And I just think more and more people will be victorious if they just stop worrying about what other people think about them too. A lot of people have that high school mentality where you worry about what somebody thinks. Get about what people think about you because of your looks, because of your nationality, because of your educational background. Forget all that. Okay, that is so irrelevant. Okay, when it comes to you making your moves in life, it's just you do it. You get it done. If somebody's determined enough to go to another country legally or illegally, and they don't really know what's ahead of them, then I think regular working people can do the same thing. It's just a matter of teaming up and tagging up. And the thing is, I mean, heck, in order for me to do certain things, I've had a friend request people I've never met before. I've had to go into certain business groups and social media, which has been great. I've been able to find the community of people. I got more of a digital community of people that I can reach out to when it comes to business, whether it's e-commerce or real estate and whatnot, or Care Bars International, compared to people that I'm around and whatnot, because a lot of times, like I said, they're more worried about the game. There's nothing wrong with that. They are about making a move. So that's what all it is. It's just about reaching out with people, engaging with people, making those moves, and doing what you got to do. All right. So if anybody in the chat room wants to reach out, let me know right now, and I'll put the link out there. If not, I will definitely call it a night. I just wanted to go out there and get my little rant going today. I always have to get my rant on every now and then. So definitely let me know. And it is all good in the neighborhood. If not, I will conclude this broadcast. It's been great, and I hope to see you guys Thursday. Going live, I'm going to be talking about some serious stuff in regards to politics. It'll be very interesting. Nothing anti-anything. It's just pro togetherness, pro making moves, looking towards 2021. All right. Saturday, I have a great interview with a real estate investor, Theodore White. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to more and more interviews with you all. A lot of great professionals out here. That's why we call Larry's Anything Goes, because anything goes when it comes to promoting not only what I do, which in fact, remember, don't forget to check out the online store. Do the great 3 free things like share and subscribe. What's going on good old Instagram? Yeah, like, share, and subscribe and all that. That's free. Check out the online store. Support small business. It's always greatly appreciated. And always thank you for the super chats and the Snapchats, Cash Apps, and thank you for the PayPals and all that good stuff, family. It's greatly appreciated. But anyways, on that note, I'm going to conclude this. Hopefully you guys have a great night, and I shall talk to y'all later. All right. Take care.